So guys, one of the biggest questions that everybody's been asking over the recent few weeks is when are we going to get to see 28 Years Later on video on demand, on streaming, on DVD and all that good stuff, because we want to see the movie at home. And it looks like we now have our answer. 28 Years Later gets a premium video on demand release. So this comes to us from Joe Blow. Let's dive in, let's break down this information, let's see where we can check out this film, how we can purchase it, rent it, and what kind of platforms we can find this movie on. So let's get into it, let's go down. So 28 Days Later, director Danny Boyle and screenwriter Alex Garland finally reunited to make the sequel to their zombie, or if you prefer, Infected People, movie classic 28 Years Later, which is meant to launch a whole trilogy of 28 Days Later sequels, reached theatres at the end of June. And now it's received a premium video on demand release. So this is where it gets interesting, guys. This is where we can find it. So it's now available to rent on Amazon for $19.99. That's in US dollars. Or it can be purchased for the price of $24.99. So Joe Blow's own Chris Bumbray gave the film a 7 out of 10 in a review. And when we got a second opinion from Kia Gomes, I think that's how you say it, he gave it a 6.5. Okay, so Jodie Comer from The Bike Riders, Aaron Taylor-Johnson from The Fall Guy, and Alex Williams, His Dark Materials, star in 28 Years Later alongside Ralph Fiennes from Conclave, and Erin Kellyman from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So plot details were being kept under wraps for a while, but when 28 Years Later came up during an interview with IndieWire, Fiennes decided to go ahead and tell us about it. So Britain is 28 years into a terrible plague of infected people who are violent, rabid humans with a few pockets of uninfected communities. And it centres on a young boy who wants to find a doctor to help his dying mother. He leads his mother through this beautiful northern English terrain, but of course around them, hiding in the forest and hills and woods, are the infected. But when he finds a doctor who is a man we might think is going to be weird and odd, he's actually a force for good. Yeah, I mean, we all know the story at this point. We've talked about it ad nauseum on the channel. I actually thought the story was quite fun. I actually thought it was quite heartbreaking as well. Kind of a sad story, both for the infected and a sad story on the human side. I feel that there is a lot more they could have done with it. I feel that they did drop the ball with some things when it came to the NATO soldiers. They could have expanded on that storyline. The military side of the story could have been a bit better. And there are things they could have done to improve this movie. And also the ending scene with the Jimmy gang was just, tonally, it was so jarring compared to the rest of the movie. That threw a lot of people off. A lot of people didn't like it or had issues with that. I completely understand where they were coming from. But overall, I think the film was pretty enjoyable, what it had to show. Okay, so since then the official synopsis was unveiled. We don't need to read that, we already know the official synopsis, but pause and have a read of it if you want to, guys. I've talked about it so much on the channel, I feel that it would be wasting time to repeat the official synopsis. So let's keep going here. So thanks to their deal with Sony, each of the films in the trilogy will be receiving a theatrical release and will have budgets in the 60 million range. So yeah, I mean, the first movie, it had a $60 million budget. In order for it to break even, it needed to make around 150 million. And it's funny because it ended its box office theatrical run around about the 150 million mark. But when you factor in the paid video on demand, when you factor in people renting the movie, buying DVDs, buying Blu-rays, all that kind of stuff, the merchandising, everything on top, then this movie should comfortably make a profit when you factor in all that extra secondary market stuff on top as well. So, Boyle and Garland produced 28 Years Later with Bernie Bellew, I should say. I think that's how you say it. Original producer McDonald and Peter Rice, who was head of Fox Searchlight Pictures when the company backed 28 Days Later. Cillian Murphy received an executive producer credit. Obviously, we know he's going to be popping up in the Bone Temple, and we're all very, very excited to see his appearance back in the franchise. That should draw in a lot of new audience members to the next movie. I mean, Cillian Murphy, he's worldwide famous after the big movies he's been in, like Oppenheimer and things like that. I mean, the guy is more popular than he's ever been, so it's going to draw a lot more people into the next movie, hopefully. Garland has also wrote the screenplays for the sequels that will come after 28 Years Later. Boyle directed the first one, then passed the helm over to Candyman and the Marvels director Nia DaCosta for the sequel. I have to admit, after the kind of really bad movie of the Marvels, Candyman I don't think did that well either. Nia DaCosta directing does have me a little bit concerned. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous about her directing. But I'm willing to leave my baggage at the door, go in with an open mind, see what the trailers and the marketing is like. But I am a bit worried about her directing. So titled 28 Years Later, Part 2, The Bone Temple. The second film has already wrapped production and is set to reach theatres on January 16th, 2026. It's crazy how near this film is already. We've literally just had 28 years later, and this movie's going to be here in no time at all. I mean, we're approaching the end of the year at warp speed, it seems, and this movie's going to be with us in no time. They're going to start marketing it. They're going to start putting out posters and trailers, probably 4 or 5 months out. So I don't think it's going to be that long before we get a trailer or posters for the next movie, which is kind of exciting. So Boyle might circle back to direct 28 Years Later, Part 3, but that doesn't have a full green light yet. Obviously, we're still awaiting the green light for that third movie. We don't actually know what criteria that Sony is looking at in order to get the green light on that third movie. Are they looking at just general interest in the franchise? Are they looking at a specific box office figure for the first 2 movies? That criteria is kind of unknown, and I really wish I knew what it was, but unfortunately we don't at the moment. So, will you be checking out the premium video on demand release of 28 Years Later? Let us know in the comments below. So yeah, there we go, guys. So if you're interested in watching this at home, you can now grab this on Amazon for $19.99 in dollars, or you can purchase it for $24.99. So there we go. Amazon is the place to watch this, guys. So that's pretty exciting that it's on video on demand. And again, we'll have to wait and see when they start putting out the marketing for the next film. But it can't be that long out because I mean the film's not actually that far away when you think about it. Considering we're already in August and this movie's going to be here in January, they have to start marketing this movie at some point. So I would expect a trailer 4 or 5 months out, maybe. The first trailer, first poster, something like that. But there we go, guys. So pretty damn cool stuff. It's finished its box office run. It's around the 150 million mark. And also, you can pick it up on Amazon if you do want to watch it at home. So jump into the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think about this. Are you going to be picking up the video on demand? Every purchase goes a long way to getting that third movie greenlit. So if we all do our bit, then hopefully we will get that third movie. But thanks so much for being here, guys. It's great to have you here and chilling out as we talk about 28 Years Later. Always love to talk about it on the channel. Before you leave, make sure you hit the like button. Consider becoming a subscriber if you haven't done so far. Goes a long way to supporting the content, so I really appreciate that. Also hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with more 28 Years Later content, movie content, and streaming content we have going on the channel. And with that down, as always, guys, I will see you in the next video.